So I've done all of my beading, or most of my beading on the front of the belt, or at least all the beading on the base of the belt, and this is what it looks like. And instead of putting this little triangle in this nook, I decided there was more room here, so those little changes are going to come up as you do something. And now I've started putting on the fringe, but I've left it undone so I could show you how I did it. The first thing I did was measure the whole expanse, you know, all the way across, and you could either measure this way, just straight across, or you could measure directly along the distance of your edge. Either way is fine. In my case, the curve was so slight that it really didn't make much of a difference either way. And moving across, I decided that 2-inch intervals would be a good distance between my largest peaks, you know, the lowest points. So I attached little pins, little straight pins, in where my 2-inch marks were. And then after I had the straight pins in, I put in all of my longest ones. And then directly between the longest ones, I put in my shortest ones. So I made all of these a certain length, and I think these were 5 inches. And I made all of these a certain length, and I think they were just under 3 inches. And put them in all the way across. And then starting, I guess, wherever you want, I broke them up. And here you can see one of my sets where I just put in the silver ones. So here's the longest, and here are the 2 shortest. And then I broke up the intervals between them into thirds. So I had, you know, 1/3 across, 2/3 across, and then I get here. So these are the ones that you put in first, and then you just worry about filling in a third and a third. You figure out, you know, visually where you want your needle to come out of the costume. And I eyed it up the first couple of times, and then to keep it consistent, I measured what these lengths were and these lengths were. And I did it for all of the similar ones. And then after I put in all the silver ones, I filled in with blue. And you can see what they look like when they're filled in with blue. Now, like I said before, this costume, the example that I was using, it actually had a straight line of beading all the way across, and it only had this cool zigzaggy thing in the center back, and I chose to have the zigzaggy thing all the way around. When I'm wearing it, it's never going to look this neat and tidy. You know, all the strands, they're going to cross and, you know, look all weird and stuff. But what this does do, even if I'm not going to get a very crisp zigzag line when I'm wearing it, what it does do is it's just a different look. Instead of having a very clear line of dark beads echoing the line at which they were attached, it's just going to be broken up a little more, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to fill the rest of this in. And you can see how all this looks. This is just fringe, all attached. And the next step is going to be deciding where on the sides, one of the sides is going to be sewn to the back, and the other one is going to have hook and eyes, and it doesn't matter which side you do. And I'm going to choose to line these first, so that as I gain weight or lose weight, all I have to do is take out the side stitches. Another alternative would be for me to attach the front to the back and then line the whole thing as if it's one piece. And that's not wrong, it's just more difficult to adjust. And the fact is that we all change sizes over time. Or I might sell this someday and somebody else wants to alter it for themselves. So yeah, I'm going to put in the rest of my beads, line it, put in the beads onto the bottom of the back of the belt. I'm going to have the same fringe, zigzaggy, and then line them, attach them, and do the hook and eyes.